Welcome to Ultimate DIY, where you learn to be your own handyman. Today we have a really cool episode. We're going to take this normal garage, which has a ceiling that's made of sheetrock, and we are going to change it to siding. The humidity is so bad in this area, and this customer likes to leave the garage open, that the sheetrock is actually coming apart at all of the seams.
Did like the ceiling fall down?
So we had the option of going ahead and putting up drywall, or going ahead and putting in siding. So we're going to put siding up and we're going to trim it out. It should look fantastic when we're done. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, we're going to start taking it down. We're going to try to take a sheet at a time, and hopefully there's no insulation above here because it is in a garage.
It's just like hell.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Because if you drop it, it's going to make a mess.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Shocking.
So there you go guys, the very first one. Once you get it down, the others become much easier to pull down. All right guys, everything is down and we're fixing to start putting up our siding. A couple of things to keep in mind is you need to figure out your layout, where it's actually going to end. Mine, the first sheet will end directly in the center of this joist, and that's all contingent on the fact that I can get the sheet underneath the other sheetrock right up here in the corner. You got about a ½ inch all the way across there. We shouldn't have a problem doing that. And then we will work our way all the way across to the other side. The sheeting that we are going to be using are going to be these right here. This is the seamless one, so we are going to take a piece of them, a couple of pieces, and cut them up on the table saw over here, the little portable table saw.
Anyone know how to use a table saw?
And that will be our trim to cover in the actual corners. And we've already got our setup here to kind of be able to cut everything. Got my little circular saw, and we will be putting it up with the fencing gun and the fencing type ring shank nails. Also, we are using a lift to go ahead and try to lift everything up, a sheetrock lift. Believe it or not, these sheets are actually lighter weight than the actual sheetrock itself. Alrighty. And you just basically are going to put it on your little hooks here. Get it on there started, lean it back, and then just like that, you're up there, and there's a little latch you want to lock right here so that it can't go anywhere. Turn it, and we're going to get it in to place. And you want to pull your crank over this way, just like that there. And I'm going to start moving it up. Get it close, and then I'm going to start moving it over. All right. Just like that. Get it a little higher. If you've never used a lift, it is a lifesaver. Your very first sheet's really important to try to get square and set because it'll kind of dictate the rest of your afternoon. And that's perfect, not too deep. Less caulking, get it where it needs to be. And one thing I did skip, guys, that I probably should have done that makes it easier is go ahead where your joists are and mark those. That way it's easy for you to find them and draw a line so that you don't end up with a lot of nails where they're not supposed to be.
Splinters everywhere, nails poking out.
Okay guys, we have the attic access that has to actually be cut out. The easy way to do that is take your siding and slide right over that opening and then come back with a router like this. And then I like these Diablo bits. These are called pilot bits. And all you're going to do, this one has a point even to drill a hole up into the opening right at the corner, and then you just follow it around that opening and it'll actually cut out a perfect opening. So you don't have to do any measuring or anything like that. Saves a lot of time. Now if you notice guys, I pushed it really tight before I nailed those off because you don't want to bow and have that nailed and then you're trying to push it up and make that actually stretch. It doesn't work very well that way, especially with siding. So you got to kind of work your way out from the outsides of it and work your way in to get it to where it works correctly. And now you can simply come back with your straight edge and mark from nail to nail so you don't miss anything. Now, a lot of guys I see will just go ahead and nail it and try to eyeball it, but you end up missing them, and I hate that. I don't like nails that are hanging down. So I take the extra couple of seconds and make a quick marking. It's a little bracket here. I've got to actually brace this up that holds the side of the garage so I can get the next sheet under it. I'm just going to cut a 2x4 flat and then kind of notch it, wedge it up under to help hold that up while I get the sheet in, and then unbolt it, rebolt it. So we're going to do this, cut it like that, and then I'm going to notch it. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and run some little zip ties around this just to help hold it in place. All right, just better to be safe than sorry. There's that one. All right guys, I took the old transformer out that went to a security system that hasn't been used in years, and the transformer itself was burnt. I mean, it's one of the things didn't catch on fire, but we're going to go ahead and pull this out and be ready to go over it. We will have to measure to know exactly where we're going to cut. Pull the bulb out first so you don't break it. This one, believe it or not, is a straight edge screwdriver. Loosen it a little more.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan!
Just like that there. And And I'm gonna measure it so I know what size hole saw. This is gonna be 3.5 basically is what we're needing. So all I do is take a measurement to my edges. Make sure that if you're cutting a round hole that you go to the center of the hole. It's a big thing. You can actually end up off if you don't. But one of the things that will help, I put mine on the stand so I can orient it exactly like it's going to go up on the ceiling. It's very easy when you're cutting out openings, whether it's sheetrock, whether it's siding, to be backwards when you go to put it up on the ceiling. Very easy. So if you can orient it in the correct direction and then make your markings and cut it out, you'll save yourself a lot of headache. When it comes to siding, you don't want to make mistakes because you can't really patch it like you can with drywall. It can be very expensive. So take your time, mark them out, cut them really nice and square, but that will definitely help you. My little tabs are causing me some troubles here. There we go, there's that one. And there is that one. Hell. So that was a whole lot easier with somebody helping, believe me. You can imagine trying to do that by yourself and get everything lined up. We're going to go ahead and cut this. I got to set the depth of my saw. I'm having to cut here because it's raining so hard outside. I can't even get to my safety glasses. So try to keep my eyes squinted, hopefully be okay. Get this set to about the right depth. You got multiple sides it's got to go in. So what we're going to do is take it, kind of slide it up and try to get it under that. And then that way it'll slide that way. And then we'll have to try to slide it this direction. So it'll here and go underneath that. So this is going to be a tricky piece. Okay, go up and try to tuck under. And try not to put a lot of weight on that garage door. There we go. There we go. What are you doing? Thinking you're being funny? Don't ever play with us. See these screws, just so you know. See these? See how they're red? Yeah. They're red to mean danger, danger. Don't with me.
Hey, very good, Woody. That's using the old noodle.
You know, this is not real smart, kid.
You got the pressure down here. You got to do it like this. Now, hand me that. Yeah. When you had it like that, you had pressure pushing against the kerf. If you don't have enough nailing space, you could go ahead and put a little scab on the side of it.
I'm scared.
nail that into place. That'll actually make it where you'll have something to nail to. If it was sheetrock, it'd be easier just to cut the other piece down just a little. I wouldn't have to worry so much about that, but this, I want my lines to line up.
Wrong.
See how your motor is on this side? It should be on this side. So come over here and cut from here, and then it rests on the right side, not on the side that's being cut off. You just jacked that all to hell, didn't you? Hold on, hold on. I'm a camera. Yeah, you got to do it loaded from the front. Perfect. And now push back. You got to push from the top. Yeah, then I can lock it. All right. It's kind of a Okay, there you go, guys. It is all up. It's got the first coat of paint. We did not trim out the center lines. The customer decided they wanted us just to caulk that. They wanted a flat, level look, which it actually looks fantastic. So we've caulked it, painted. The paint is still wet, so you're seeing a lot of the patching probably here. I'll do a quick run around with the camera so you can kind of get an idea. But overall, it took about 3 days, 2.5, 3 days to get everything done right. Probably could have went a little faster, but we were dealing with the rain and the weather. So long story short, though, it's something just about anybody can do, and this makes it weather tight. So if you're going to have your garage door open a lot, you're out in the country, you don't have to worry about your drywall falling in from the ceiling. This stuff's not coming down. So appreciate it. We will see you guys on the next one.